Investors took up where they left off after the Easter break, the local bourse finishing down for the third day running. I spoke to Martin Lakos from Macquarie Private Wealth earlier. So Martin Lakos, a quite quiet day after the Easter break, but weakness widespread, I see.
Yeah, Tiki, a very quiet day, considering also, I suppose, it's a short week post-Easter. Volume about $3.5 billion, gives you some sort of indication. The various sectors did perform quite differently. The energy sector down about 1.4%, materials down about 0.3%, and the banks down about 0.5%. But as you've said, pretty much universally, all sectors down. Very hard for us not to be, obviously, with the US markets down about 1%. Although I have been saying the last couple of weeks, Tiki, it's quite interesting. I think the Australian market is playing a little bit of relative performance catch-up to US markets. Again, they were down 1%, we ended up down 0.6%. One of the things that came throughout today, which was a bit of a surprise to markets, and may have been a factor of seeing the market being down 45 at one stage and rallied to close down about 25, was the Chinese reported a trade surplus, which was very much unexpected.
All right. Well, going to the stocks, a new $420 million contract in Indonesia didn't seem to stop Leighton from the sell-off.
No, look, again, Leighton continues to weaken off, but it's right. It's very interesting that Leighton continues to report these pretty good contracts, in fact, very good contracts, that they're adding to their work at hand, which is now about 45 billion Aussie dollars.
Now, ERA put out a quarterly operations review. What should investors have taken from that?
Look, it's slightly better production numbers, in as much that they've been dogged with a lot of rain in their mines, and the mines have been full of water. They've been unable to access the high-grade material. Despite that, they've been increased their milling for this quarter, largely from stockpiles. The good news for shareholders is that ERA are going to recommence their mining at Ranger 3 later this month.
And finally, what do you make of the talk swirling around at the moment about engineering services company Worley Parsons and that possible merger with Sinclair Knight Mertz?
Yeah, Sinclair Knight Mertz, otherwise known as SKM, apparently put themselves on the block. They're looking for a merger, a friendly merger, so they can actually expand their own businesses. So there's about 4 international groups, including Worley, who are vying to, or certainly in initial talks, as the speculation goes. There's AMAC from the UK, Technip from France, and there is a US group. So it's quite interesting to see that Worley's included in that. On our numbers, as reported, $1.2 billion of revenues, 680 employees of SKM. If they were getting about 10% margins on that business and put a multiple of about 8 times, the merger acquisition would be about just under $1 billion. For Worley, that would mean they might have to come back to the market for a capital raising, and that's possibly why the stock was a bit weaker today.
Martin Lakos, you are a great antidote to chocolate. Thanks for joining us.
What a thing to say, Tiki. Thanks very much.